Hey, what is up guys? GuitarRock here, welcome back to another Brown Dust 2 video. Now let's talk a little bit more about what's happening this week. So if you guys are not aware, we have Say right now. She is the character that was released last week. And this week, we're going to have a new character, aka Luvencia. So I'm sure you guys are aware, we've seen her in the battle. So let's talk a little bit more about her. You can see the patch notes has been released. We're going to have a new Fiend Hunter Abomination that will take place, alright? Alongside with Karta War Z season event, blah blah blah, the usual stuff. So Luvencia is going to be first of her kind. Very good design. I like it. I think she's a very well-designed character. Big fan of the motorbike right here. The maps, that's huge. That's a huge high heels as well. Perfectly designed waifu right there. So you can see she's also going to be having her exclusive gear Superbia. That's going to be for a pickup. Guess what her weapon is? Oh, right, it's a gun. I mean, it's not a gun, it's a lance, right? So I am guessing this shotgun is just for this particular costume. Her default costume, the horse riding, in case you guys are not aware. This is how she looks like in Brown Dust 1. And you can see this weapon right here looks the same to the weapon that she will have, right? So that's going to be the one. Okay, so which makes sense. I think she's going to have a different costume eventually. So let's go into this review, or let's go into this thought about her skill kit, knowing that in the future, I don't know when, but she will have a second costume. So let's just keep that in mind. Or maybe a third one, maybe a fourth one, who knows, right? But all in all, right now she's a character that hits very front, alright? So you can already play her in the story. So you can see attack the enemy 8 times, each attack deals physical damage based on 60% of your attack. To the main target deals physical damage based on 80% of your attack instead. So the main target is going to do a little bit more, but the others will do a little bit less. Damage decreases by 5% of every target hit. Damage reduction is fixed based on the first strike. So the more enemies she hit, the less damage she do, it seems like, because every target will reduce her damage by 5%. So there's that, right? So damage reduction is fixed, however, based on the first strike. So that means it's only going to affect one enemy, I assume. So we gotta test that out to know what that means, right? In particular. But you can see she's quite an expensive character. If you're only going to get one copy, 6 SP is very expensive. Now you can get one more, then she will go down to 5 SP, where now she's way more usable. Now in the story campaign, I'm sure you guys are aware, let me show you guys, we literally was able to use her. You can see right here, right? So this is going to be her skill kit. Now how different or how similar is this, right? 60%, now you can see this one is 80% and then 140%, right? So I think that's the max. So you can see right here at plus 200%, 70, 110, 130, and then 80 and 140. So that is going to be the one that you can see right here. We literally get 5 SP, 3 turn cooldown, 5 SP, 3 turn cooldown. This is going to be the plus 5 variant. Now, however, we don't really know what her potential liberation does. So which is where this comes in. You can see she has a skill potential liberation that will further reduce the SP by 1. So instead of a 5 SP, she's going to become a 4 SP. That's going to be way more free-to-play friendly. And the main target damage is going to increase by 20% more. So instead of 140, it's going to be 160. That is actually not bad, considering that she's a big AoE range. And I'm a big fan of this kind of AoE range actually, especially for DPS characters. It is going to be pretty cool, because this allows her to be placed at the left and right, if you think about it, because usually the boss has weak part in the middle. So you place her, let's say you imagine you place her in the left, so she's going to hit the left part of the boss, and then it's going to trickle to the middle part of the weak part in the middle, right? In the right as same as well. So I do like it because Diana is a cross tile. Usually when you have to pair with Diana, you have to put a character in front of her or behind her. But with Luvencia, I feel like you can put her in the left or in the right. Hopefully that makes sense, right? I'm trying to explain from a Fiend Hunter, occasionally, sometimes point of view. Now, should you pull for her? Now, this is going to be a very complex thing. Like I mentioned, most likely, very, very high chance, she will have a future costume, right? That will definitely be a big help. But right now, we can compare her directly to another physical, since she's a physical character, damage dealer that is the same type as her, because she's going to be a dark type, right? So that's going to be the biggest deal. So right now, physical damage, yeah, she's a physical damage. Let's look at the other option that we have. In case you guys are not aware, it's going to be Elena. Now, how strong is Elena right now? Elena for a dark type DPS, I would say, wait, that's not dark type, this is dark type. For a dark type DPS, Elena is not too bad, especially if you have both costumes. Alright, she has this one costume right here, the idol one, and she has the other costume right here, which is going to be the piercing one, right? So this one, you can basically reroll for this actually. Like if you first started the game, I think like she's one of the better options to reroll for, alongside with Celia, right? Very, very good character, and you can see she's a 2 SP character. She can also remove the buff. However, her range leaves a little bit to be desired. Am I at max potential liberation? Does this... Yeah, it doesn't go up. The range is just like one line like that. It doesn't add it to the point that it goes more. But I guess it's okay. If you want to use Elena right here to remove taunt, she can be used for that. She's a very, very good PvP character as well. Not too bad. Can be used in like tower and stuff. I do like Elena overall, but Elena with just one costume is not going to be enough, right? Because you can see right here, 3 turn, you still need to be able to spam the skill, so you need this other costume, right? To be able to complement each other. So this one is the one that does a little bit more damage and also has a little bit more range, and also it becomes 3 SP and can also decrease defense by 20%. So this is the other Elena costume that's a very strong dark type DPS. Now if you're looking specifically for this, makes a lot of sense. However, I'm not sure if you guys are aware or not, but recently they mentioned that they will remove the season for the bosses, right? As far as I know, I'm pretty sure that's what they mentioned in the previous patch. So if you look right here, there's no longer that seasonal buffs, right? Previously was season of... was it fire, right? That was the previous one. So right now we don't really have dark season. So I'm not sure when it comes to Fiend Hunter bosses, does it still matter? I guess the boss element, you are still going to try to counter the boss as a whole. But ideally, if you have Elena, you can probably get away with not having Luvencia, to be honest. But this is just, in my humble opinion, the range that she has, and the tile range and the target that she has, the total overall hit, and she also hits the enemy 8 times, which is kind of insane, right? If you multiply that by 8, that is a lot. That means she can also stack a lot of chain. Very, very good. I feel like this is going to be a very high multiplier towards the main target at least, right? Towards the calculator, so you can see 140 multiplied by 8. Yeah, that's a lot of damage, right? She actually is going to... I think she has the ability to power creep Elena just with this one costume. The 3 turn cooldown is a little bit whatever, right? You have to wait 1 more turn without doing anything. But this goes up like crazy. Now, the question now is, do you want to pull for her? Or what's upcoming, right? I think for a lot of players, my recommendation is to try to get limited, right? You can still pull for her, but I would say save as much as you can for the upcoming Christmas. Because during Christmas, they will rerun 2 characters, which is Bunny Celia. Alright, I want to remind you guys, Bunny Celia and the Bunny Eclipse. Alright, the Eclipse, very, very strong. A lot of players started Brown Dust too because of her. Make sure you guys pay attention to that. Those 2 are going to be the one that I recommend, right? Because limited. What for Elena, I guess she will also be added to the Powder of Hope. So take that into consideration. She will be added to the Powder of Hope. Usually they mention it somewhere here. Where is it? Wait, it's not mentioned anymore. Deal Snatcher will be added to the Powder of Hope there. So she will be added there. So it's not too big of a deal if you don't pull for her. You know, you can save later for Nebri or for Michaela. Who knows, right? But for now, she's going to be an option if you are lacking in dark type DPS for physical. Alright, so that's going to be for this particular video. Let me know what you guys think of her. I feel like she's going to be an above average unit for sure. Damage decrease, but I still think that a lot of players can get away with not having her. Alright, if you have her, it's going to make your Fiend Hunter a little bit easier probably, because she's going to be configured for that. If you don't have her, I think you're still going to do just fine if you have Elena, right? That's just what I think. Alright, so with that being said, subscribe, give this video a like, have a nice day, goodbye.